Hello. So, Mr. SH Games responded to me on Twitter about the last video that I made. Yeah, on Twitter. So, let's dive into it, shall we? At Dr. BoomStick, people that ignore the severity of COVID-19 are dumb. Okay? So, they're either dumb or they don't care. You don't know either way. This is the only response you'll get, and I know it's not the one you were hoping to receive. You're absolutely right, sir. I was really hoping that you would just step up and say, hey guys, I'm sorry. But I can see that's not going to happen. So, yeah. My full response is below. The map was COVID-19 cases a month ago. Okay, so why are you using out-of-date data for? Just saying, just wondering. Which I will put a more up-to-date map in there at the end of the video. Now let's go over the response he has down below, which this whole thing will be available at the end of the video as well. The other day, Dr. BoomStick and I were having an argument at a workshop about COVID-19. I asked him if Americans weren't dumb, would the border be closed? Let's find out. Cue clip number 1, Johnny.
I mean, you sound like you live in America and I live in Canada and our border's closed because y'all are dumb. So...
I don't argue that our president's dumb, but
we can't really be friends.
I wouldn't want to be your friend anyways. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
No, he said that we're dumb.
No, I know.
So he's saying America's dumb.
I mean, if you guys were smart, would our border be closed?
No, if we were dumb, our border would be open, but you guys could get the infection as well. No, so actually,
Exactly.
Shut the border so you don't get it.
Okay, so first you said like you live in America, then I live in Canada, and then you said y'all are dumb. And then at that point, after we called you out on just a little bit, you retracted your statement a complete 180 and asked if Americans wasn't dumb, would the borders be closed? And no, sir. See the previous video, guys. It was a joint effort between the United States and Canada to close the Canadian border. And then you said if you guys would stop humping each other while this stuff's going on. And by that, I think that you mean about the COVID parties. Well, I got a newsflash for you, bud. That stuff's going on in your country as well. Here's an article. The link for it's going to be down in the description. And then he goes on to say he thought I called every American dumb and cried about it. Sir, you did call Americans dumb. But then you realize what you did, and then you try to backtrack it all. So, yeah, there's that. And I'm not crying about it, sir. I think everybody needs to know exactly what's going on and who they support. If you're like that, man, I mean, that's just being toxic. And then he goes on to say, maybe he's dumb and took it personal. Okay, sir, I might be dumb, but you know what my dumb ass don't do? My dumb ass don't go around insulting entire nations, dude. Come on now. And did I take it personally? No, sir, I did not take it personally. I took it as an American citizen. Do you have any idea how many Americans have died to give people the freedoms and rights that we have today? No matter how irresponsible those rights are? I mean, do you? And then he goes on to say, if wearing a mask and not being ignorant about COVID-19, you would have no reason to be offended. Really? See my previous statement, sir. And if you're talking about all the rights and everything going on, hey man, yeah, there's some people not wearing masks, but there's a lot of people also wearing masks, exercising the freedoms that many Americans have died for, sir. And this right here is going to be my favorite part of it all. If you're out grinding against people and contributing to the 1,000 people per day death toll, then you're a dumbass. The reason this is my favorite part of it is because, well, sir, let's take a look at all the data, okay? Let's see. Let's start with land masses and populations first. Canada's entire population, according to Google, is 37.59 million people. Honestly, I was shocked when I seen this. I thought it was more. Alright, so Canada's total population is less than California's. California has a population of 39.51 million people. Now, granted, this is all 2019 data, so that's what we're going on because that's all that we have available. So yeah, now let's take a look at the land masses here. The size of each country and in each state. All right, so Canada's landmass. I know, not all of it is inhabitable, mountains and climate and all that good stuff. I get that, but we're going to get to that in a second. But Canada's landmass is right at 3.855 million miles squared. That's a big area, dude. Like, huge. I mean, that's actually bigger than the United States. The United States landmass, I mean, the entire country, right, is only 3.797 million miles squared. So, Canada has a bigger landmass than the United States altogether, and they have like a tenth of the population that America does. And if you don't know anything about way viruses spread, any type of diseases, well, of course there's a bunch of factors that can factor into them. However, with a specific one that we're talking about, the main mode of transportation is person to person. So, Canada has a smaller population with a lot more landmass than America does. So, yeah, and just because you're wearing a mask and everything doesn't mean that you're going to not end up contracting COVID-19. I mean, come on, let's get real here. Google it. People wearing masks and take all the precautions and everything can still get it, okay? So, yeah. And the links to back that up is going to be down in the description as well. Now, I like this next part better that he put down there in his response. His entire argument is that no matter how dumb someone is, you need them for views. That's not what I said at all. That's not part of the argument. That has absolutely nothing to do with it, sir. You said all Americans are dumb, is what you said. And then you try to do a 180 and retract that statement once you realize what happened.
I mean, you sound like you live in America, and I live in Canada, and our border's closed because y'all are dumb. I mean, if you guys were smart, would our border be closed?
The whole purpose of that video, sir, was to call you out on that and to inform people of exactly what they're supporting. Because I'm sorry, we do YouTube, dude. We need to be held to a higher standard than the random Joe Blow that just runs around doing whatever. Because people look for us for information. Some of people even look up to us. So, yeah. That was the whole point of that video, man. I don't get where you getting this, my entire argument is no matter how dumb someone is, you need them for views. I mean, come on, let's get real here, man. See the first video clip too, if you need a refresher on exactly what you said and how you said it. And as far as that you don't rely on YouTube to pay your rent, that's good, man. Because, well, we both know YouTube doesn't pay that much. And you also said here that I don't need people to contribute to the death of others. I don't think anyone does, dude. I mean, like, legitimately. I don't care what people's opinions are of COVID-19. You know, some people are perfectly fine. But there's other people out there, dude, that die from that. Like, no joke. It does kill some people. And those people that it does kill or that are highly susceptible to it, man, y'all just take a step back and think, okay, what if that person was me? And then, you know, think about how you would act accordingly. So, I mean, that's the one point that we can agree on, that we don't need people contributing to the death of others. That's common sense. Come on, man. Now, this last part, this is good too. He states, unlike you, BoomStick, I'm not a sellout. I'm not going to pretend to be something I'm not for views. If it takes me a little longer to get somewhere because I am being myself, then so be it. Wait. So, you calling me a sellout? Really? Dude, I'm being myself the entire time. I tried to be toxic. I tried to do this, that, and the other. That didn't work out for me. You know why it didn't work out? Because I wasn't being authentic. And whoever's watching you wants you to be authentic about everything. Because, I mean, people can tell when someone's forcing something or not. But as far as responding to me On Twitter, man? Really? So, I mean, I understand that you don't want this whole thing to get out and everything. But, I mean, the entire community that we're both in doesn't just follow you or me. I mean, get real, dude. Our Twitter followers are, like, really super duper low. And that's why those videos exist, because I want to get it out there. So, yeah. My advice to you, though, sir, is always think before you speak. Because if you don't, you're going to end up in situations like this. So, yeah. And if you guys made it this far in the video, y'all are awesome. I always thank you all for watching. And until next time, y'all have an epic day. And wash your hands. Oh, and SH, by the way. Did you hear that? That was a mic drop, sir. I'm done with this conversation.